happy Vlogmas day 3. I hope you're having a wonderful December so far. In today's video, I'm going to be customizing my M2 Macbook Air for Christmas, as well as doing a little winter iPhone customization as well. This is my desktop for November. Ignore the fact that it is currently November 11th. I'm doing some pre-filming for Vlogmas so that I can enjoy my Banff trip that's in the first week. So this is my desktop with my calendar, and then I also have one with a little sticky to-do list. So I'm going to be changing the background and the color scheme, as well as changing my desktop folder icons to something a bit more festive and holiday-esque. And I do that all in Canva. So this is my document that I have been duplicating over the course of the past few months. This was the one I designed for December. It's so easy to do this every month. I have been doing monthly resets and also putting that into my monthly reset because it's what I do every month. So all I do is duplicate the page and then grab photos from Pinterest and drag them in to my frames, just like so. I mean, these are not the photos that I used, something like that. And then I will change November to December, as well as drag in the correct calendar. For the dimensions that I used for this template, I have to kind of do a little trick and go to my desktop backgrounds thing, find December calendar by looking through templates, clicking December 2022, and this was the one that I used, and I will copy and paste it to my new document. So by dragging these dates, clicking paste, and then it's just a matter of kind of dragging it so that it aligns with the Sunday to Saturday kind of thing. Then because the font is different, I'm just gonna change that to the old font. And now it's a matter of changing kind of the color scheme, which is also super easy to do. Clicking the background, I usually find a color within the color scheme. This was the color that I picked. And then I also usually change the font most of the time. I went for like a more gingerbready kind of color brown, which was also one of the colors from probably this photo or this one, who knows, one of the photos. And then I basically changed everything to that color. It's literally that easy. It takes me a couple of seconds every single month. And then I duplicate the page, delete this bit, and write to do, center the text, put it somewhere with enough space to add the sticky, and there you go. That's what I do. It's so quick and so easy. So obviously I'm gonna delete those because I already did what I wanted and picked a kind of neutral theme for the photos. Now I'm just gonna download those and start my customization. Hopefully I didn't go through that too quickly. If you do want a full Canva tutorial style video, I do have one in my original MacBook Pro customization that I did a while back, so I will link that below if you need some help with some key commands and how to copy, how to drag, how to add a frame, just like a really in-depth Canva kind of thing. I'll link that below. Before leaving Canva, I also need to add new icons. So I do the same thing. I customize all my icons in Canva. This was one for October that I had, and this was the one I have right now. So I duplicated the page, and I know it's weird that the background's green, but I just choose a contrasting color, and you'll see why very soon. So let's find an element that works for the holidays. Probably like a snowflake, right? Yeah. So because our background is like a creamy color, what's the color again? Let me go back. I feel like it's almost too similar to white. You know what? No, let's try a white snowflake, and then we'll also try this color. So I'm gonna copy the color by clicking the text color and then clicking add new color, and then I can copy the code so that's the exact color instead of guessing. I'm gonna make the snowflake as big as possible for the folder icon. I'm gonna duplicate it and then have two options so that I can play. So a white one and pasting that other color. I'm gonna call it like a gingerbread color because I feel like that's like such a gingerbread color. All right, now let's download those images. So I'm gonna select just 9 and 10 and click download. I just dragged it to my desktop so it's easier. So I'm going to open up each of the photos. Because of the image that we picked, it's a little tricky, but it'll work out. Once it's open in preview, if you click this little pen icon and then this magic wand instant alpha icon, click and drag so that you can remove the background. So once it's all selected, you just hit delete and it'll remove that. I picked the green color because it's quite contrasting to whatever the image color is. And so now, because this snowflake has so many holes, I will have to sit and do this over and over again until all of the green is gone. That's okay. I will do that real quick. Beauty, that's done. Hopefully the white one works because I really don't want to redo that with the brown one. All right, so I'm going to stay in preview and click Command A, which selects the entire image, Command C to copy, and then right click or 2-finger tap on your mouse pad or trackpad if you have that, and click Get Info. From there, you just select the folder icon, whether it's a folder or you already have a customized desktop icon there. Click Command V and it'll paste what you have. And I love it. I think it should stay white. Thank goodness it works. Depending on how many folders you have on your screen, it might take you a second, but you just have to repeat the process until they're all changed. Awesome, now I just need to change my wallpaper. So I've added my December calendar one and my to-do one to this computer customizations folder that I already have. And you can just right click and set desktop picture. And there it is, very cute. And I'm gonna drag that Finder window into my first desktop and do the exact same thing with my to-do, as well as my third one here. Beautiful, so perfect. So as you can see, the sticky font color is a bit different because it was from what I had before. So I'm gonna go to Font and Show Fonts, click the font color, and then use the dropper tool to just grab that color. And it should, if I had selected, it will change the font color. And so that is my new desktop, as well as my custom folder icons, customized for the season. The last thing I do that I haven't done in quite a while is I want to change my Safari background. So you can change the background image to whatever photo you want by going to the bottom right, clicking these dials here, and then I'm just gonna X that and add a new one. So first I need to find one. So I'm going to just search aesthetic, Christmas, desktop wallpaper, something like that. It needs to be a good quality image so that it works, and something not too busy, because usually I find with all the like tabs that happen on your Safari, it gets to be too much if it's too busy of a photo. So I'm just gonna go through Google Images and find something that works. Cool, so I've downloaded one that I think will work best. I'm going to select it, and yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Not too busy, very in spirit, and it actually kind of matches my neutral Christmas theme that I'm going for, so I love it. I also use Google Chrome, so I'm also going to customize the theme of my Google Chrome from fall to winter. So to do that, go to the top right where the 3 dots are, and then go to your settings. From there, you can hit appearances on the left, and then you can change your theme. So I'm gonna open that up and surf through the themes until I find one that I like. So Christmas. Let's see what happens there. I think this was the one I actually had last year, but I think I like it the best. So I'm going to do that and open it up so that you can see. There we go. Gold ornaments, and it matches. Everything matches on my MacBook now. So that is mostly everything I do, but there's one more little thing that I want to do this time, and that's in my system preferences or my system settings. In appearance, I have the highlight color as pink. I think I'm gonna make the accent color red because that's a bit more festive and fun. So now when I highlight, everything is red. So that is it for my MacBook customization. Let's move on to my iPhone. This is my autumn customization that I did, and I'm actually obsessed with it. I think it's so cute. If you watched my iPad customization from just yesterday, you'll see that the app icons are a bit different. The cream ones on my iPad are my old version, and I ended up changing to a more gray scale more recently, and I really like it. If I have the energy at some point, I'll probably change my iPad. Maybe not for a little bit. So So all I have to do is go to Pinterest and grab some photos to use as my home screen, my lock screen, as well as photos for the widgets that I have that I use with Widgetsmith. I'm gonna jump on Pinterest real quick and find some photos that will work for a new Christmas theme. So I'm gonna start with my background photo first. I needed to make sure that it matches my icons, which is always the challenge, which is why I made them a bit more neutral, and the grayscale really does work with a lot of photos. So clicking on this icon here, I can scroll down until I can see use wallpaper, and I'm going to add it. So when I click done, I can just do customize home screen. iOS 16 gives you a lot of ways to customize this. You could do the color that is mostly in the image. It just picks one kind of randomly, which I don't love it. A gradient of that color, just the photo, or you can do just the image, and you're able to actually blur the image if you want, which actually if the photo is really busy and kind of is distracting, that might be the way to go, but I like it the way it is without. Another great iOS 16 feature is the fact that you have multiple lock screens that you can use. So if you hold down on your lock screen, you'll be given the ability to swipe through. Now this was my original one. You can see it's me and Anthony, and I had customized the font color to match the background. And then this was the new one that it created. So I think I'm gonna customize it and just click lock screen. So I'll be creating a new lock screen that's Christmassy, but have my other one saved with Anthony so that I could go back to it if and when I want to change it back. So let's play around. So you can change the date at the top if you want something else to appear at the top. I actually really like just having the date as it is, just like normal, but I do want to change the font and color of the clock. Now I don't necessarily want this to be the image in the back, so I think I need to use a different one. I'm thinking this will be my background image. I love Christmas at Disney, so I think this is perfect. So I'm gonna keep it like this, and now I can take the color, I'm gonna change the font to that, scroll through to the end of the colors, and use the dropper tool to select a color within the image so it matches. But I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal because there's so many colors in this one. That's nice, I like. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. But you have so many options on what colors you can choose from, and you can even copy the hex color code so that you get a specific color if you're going for something like that. Now it's time to add widgets. So I really like having my reminders already there. It's easy to see, but there's also options for other widgets, even with the Widgetsmith app, which is something I didn't play with before. So if I add a circular widget, I just need to go into Widgetsmith and edit something so that I can use that widget instead of it just being some random thing. So, oh did I not save it? Okay, hot tip, don't exit your lock screen in the middle without saving it, because then you've lost your changes. Okay, we're back on track, and now I'm in Widgetsmith. If you're unfamiliar with Widgetsmith, it is an app that you can download in the App Store. It doesn't come on the iPhone, but it is one of the best widget apps out there, at least in my opinion, that I've tried, where you can add calendars and clocks and photo widgets, countdowns, like a bunch of different kinds of widgets. And now you have the option to add lock screen widgets. If you don't have this option, just make sure you've updated your Widgetsmith app in case it hasn't been updated in a while. And I'm gonna play around with some circular widgets and see what I can come up with for my lock screen. I have a better idea. I went to the rectangular widgets instead, and a Christmas countdown is probably the most appropriate and will be fun to have on your lock screen. So I'm gonna go change the theme of a countdown. So I've added the rectangular widget, and that is the countdown right there. And that is my new lock screen. So festive and fun. And back to my home screen. I know I'm jumping all over the place. Now we just need to change the widgets and the calendar to match the theme. So let's go into Widgetsmith again, go back to home screen widgets, and I have a couple of them from last year, but I did find images that worked really well. So I'm gonna add small widgets. and do a photo one. So I added this photo widget, and then I'm also gonna add another one that is a countdown for Christmas as well. So the theme is fine, the font is fine. I'm just gonna add the photo and change the text. So I'm between doing this one or this one. Let's just try this one. I'm gonna change the text, Christmas countdown, and change the date. Oh, you can also add a photo filter. I feel like that's a new feature. You have some options that are free. The ones with the stars, I'm assuming you have to pay for. But there you go. So let's change the widgets out. Perfect. And then I just need to change the color of my calendar. So I'm gonna click Customize Theme and then just change the background color. I really like that. I think it's a good little change from my iPad, which I used the red one, so I like that better. And that is it. I changed my last widget, so I have them all done. So cute, festive, and Christmassy. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you have not already. And let me know in the comments below what you're most excited for this holiday season. See you tomorrow. Bye.